Hello, I welcome you back to my channel. If you're watching for the first time, I thank and welcome you to my channel where you learn a lot about your relationship and personal life. In today's video, we will look into 10 early signs that a relationship will not work. Stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe and share your view at the comment section. Love, they say, is a beautiful thing. The butterflies, the sweet exchanges, the dreams of a happily ever after. All seem picture perfect in the beginning. But let's be honest, not every relationship is built to last. Sometimes, the signs that a romance is headed for disaster show up early, like red flags waving in the distance. The problem is, many of us ignore these signs, hoping things will magically improve. Spoiler alert, they rarely do. What if you could recognize these early warning signs before investing too much time, energy, and emotion? Imagine the peace of mind that comes with understanding when to stay and when to walk away. This video is not about instilling fear, but empowering you with wisdom. Let's dive into 10 early signs that a relationship will not work, so you can save yourself heartache and focus on building healthier connections. 1. Poor communication. Communication is the backbone of any successful relationship. If you're already struggling to express yourself or feel unheard in the early stages, that's a red flag. It's not just about talking, it's about understanding. Do they dismiss your feelings, interrupt you constantly, or avoid meaningful conversations altogether? These habits rarely change without effort, and a lack of communication breeds resentment over time. 2. Lack of trust. Without trust, a relationship crumbles. Early signs of mistrust include constant checking of your phone, invasive questioning, or keeping secrets. Trust issues often stem from past traumas or insecurities, and unless both parties actively work on them, they can spiral into jealousy, control, and paranoia. A relationship without trust is like a house built on sand. It won't withstand any storm. 3. Frequent arguments over small issues. Every couple argues, but if you're clashing over trivial things right from the start, it might signal deeper incompatibilities. Are these arguments productive, or do they escalate into personal attacks? Frequent fights in the honeymoon phase suggest a lack of understanding and emotional maturity, which are critical for long-term harmony. 4. Different life goals. It's easy to overlook this when emotions are high, but conflicting life goals can spell doom for any relationship. If one partner dreams of traveling the world, while the other wants to settle down in a quiet suburb, the mismatch in priorities will eventually cause friction. Early on, discuss your visions for the future to ensure alignment, or at least a willingness to compromise. 5. Disrespect. Respect is non-negotiable. If your partner belittles your opinions, mocks your interests, or dismisses your boundaries, they're showing a lack of regard for who you are. Disrespect can manifest subtly at first, through sarcastic comments or dismissive gestures, but it often escalates into toxic dynamics if left unchecked. 6. Unequal effort. Relationships thrive on balance. If you're always the one initiating plans, making compromises, or putting in emotional labor while your partner coasts along, it's a clear sign of inequality. Over time, this imbalance leads to burnout and resentment. Both parties must contribute equally to create a sustainable partnership. 7. Incompatibility in core values. While opposites may attract, shared values sustain relationships. Early disagreements on fundamental issues, such as religion, family expectations, or financial habits, can become deal breakers later. Pay attention to how aligned you are on the things that matter most to you, as unresolved conflicts here can create rifts too wide to bridge. 8. They avoid commitment. If your partner dodges questions about the future, avoids defining the relationship, or hesitates to introduce you to their friends and family, it's a warning sign. Commitment phobia often leads to ambiguity, leaving you in a perpetual state of uncertainty. Healthy relationships require both partners to be on the same page about their intentions. 9. Unresolved past relationships. Dragging baggage from previous relationships into a new one is a recipe for disaster. If your partner frequently compares you to an ex, talks excessively about their past, or hasn't fully moved on, it indicates they're not ready for something new. A healthy relationship requires emotional availability, and clinging to the past prevents that. 10. Your gut tells you something is off. Never underestimate the power of intuition. If you feel a persistent unease, even when everything seems fine on the surface, listen to that inner voice. Our instincts often pick up on subtle cues that our conscious mind ignores. If something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. Recognizing these early warning signs doesn't mean you're doomed to a life of failed relationships. On the contrary, it's about empowerment. By identifying these issues early, you can choose to address them head-on or gracefully exit before things spiral out of control. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, trust, communication, and shared values. They're a safe space where both partners can grow together, not a battlefield of constant struggles and mismatches. By paying attention to these red flags, you're not being pessimistic. You're being wise. Remember, walking away from the wrong relationship clears the path for the right one. Don't settle for less than you deserve. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more insights on love, relationships, and personal growth. Let's keep building the relationships we deserve.